Gnome Factory, we hitch up our wagons.
Then we roll out the welcome mat for a front door must-have.
And tackle a high-stakes game of football.
But first, we play for keepsies. Oh, yeah.
A marble. One of the oldest toys known to man.
And yet, all it is a small, round ball made out of something hard.
So to find out why people panic when they lose their marbles, we're heading to Marble King's 38,000 square foot facility in Payton City, West Virginia.
And this is Barry Fox, President, CEO, and Marble Queen. She's going to tell us all about the interesting uses marbles can be put to.
So they're actually used to roll caskets into tombs.
That is interesting. But Barry, there's a whole room full of kids over there. How about something cheerful?
They're used in a lot of flower arrangements.
Oh, that's better.
They're also used in wine manufacturing.
I'm listening.
They're used in spray paint cans. When you shake it and you hear that rattle, Marble King marble.
Perfect. So kids, florists, and graffiti artists love their marbles.
But what makes Marble King marbles the best?
You can actually take our marbles, even though they're made of glass, and you can actually drop them on concrete, they'll bounce back, and you can catch them in your hand. And there's no pit, there's no break, there's no nothing. That's how you can tell it's a Marble King marble.
Cool. So let's find out how a Marble King marble is born.
And it all starts with this pile of trash?
We take broken glass that would otherwise find its home in a landfill, and we turn it into beautiful marbles.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
Yeah. Marble King uses around 4 tons of recycled glass every day, which is why these guys have a lot of shoveling to do. Right, Jim?
A bit like shoveling snow, just sharpened.
Jim weighs out 40 kilograms of glass for each load.
It's a hungry machine. We got to feed it every 20 minutes.
That hungry machine is this giant furnace. It runs at 1,200 degrees Celsius.
That furnace has to have the right amount of glass in it at all times.
That means that the glass going in has to be equal to the molten glass coming out the other end.
This is Larry.
This is where we get the bowl rolling.
What you got there, Larry?
This is what the glass will look like as it's coming out of the furnace. It will drop down through the corkscrew. As the corkscrews rolls, it rolls them round.
They actually don't touch. They actually want to keep the marble kind of up in the air, just gently forming it.
The corkscrews are 1.5 meters long, which allows the marble to cool as it travels down the line.
Yeah, that's so it will retain its shape when it's dropped off the corkscrew and won't stick to another marble.
The marbles drop into a chute and are fed into buckets. Marble King makes over 1 million marbles a day.
Wow. The buckets are set aside to cool for 24 hours.
What are we gonna do while we wait?
The only thing we can do. Marble trivia!
Uh-oh.
Here we go. What's a mib?
Mibs are marbles. Those are the marbles that you play with.
Okay, what's a bumblebee?
Bumblebees are marbles that were unique to Marble King, and they're black and yellow, and they look like a bumblebee.
That was an easy one. What's a taw?
A taw is a shooter.
And what is a mibster?
A mibster is a person who plays marbles.
And are you a mibster, Barry?
I would consider that I used to be a mibster. Today, I leave that to the kids.
Cue the kids! These two just happen to be the reigning national marble champions.
Marilyn and Dominic are playing with a classic X formation. For those of you just joining us, the goal is to knock the other player's marbles out of the circle.
Dominic's first shot is a miss. Tragic, he'll be kicking himself for that one.
Marilyn takes her turn, and I believe she's knocked one of her own marbles out, so it's back to Dominic.
But first, let's go to Barry in the studio for her expert commentary.
It's not easy. It's a game of strategy. It's a game of competitiveness. Those kids could really whip me. They're pros.
Thank you, Barry. Back to the game where it looks like...
Did someone just win?
Yeah.
You won?
Yeah.
Oh, well, shake hands then, and let's go back to the factory to see how our marbles are doing.
I can't believe we missed the end.
Yeah, we had to come back anyway to talk to these two ladies.
I'm Linda. I'm Phyllis. And we're the Marble Ladies. The Marble Ladies.
Okay, take 2, ladies.
I'm Linda. I'm Phyllis. And we're the Marble King Ladies.
Today, Linda and Phyllis are packing up marbles for Chinese checkers.
We got lots of marbles, just in case you lose yours.
Classic marble joke.
I haven't lost my marbles just yet. My daughter sees that, she'll say, yes, you did.
Linda and Phyllis put 10 of each color into a bag.
Then they seal the bags, box them, and they're ready to go out into the world finding homes everywhere.
It's an ancient game, it's historic, but it certainly stacks up extremely well as a traditional toy.
And kids everywhere are still playing with marbles.
Okay, so should we stick around to see the end of the game? I mean, remember what happened last time.
Whoops, so sorry, kids, but we're out of time. Is there any toy more full of possibility than a wagon? It's a kid's first set of wheels.
It was mine, and with a little imagination, a wagon could take you anywhere.
So we're headed to Holmes Custom Molding's 51,000 square foot facility in Millersburg, Ohio, to find out how the Berlin Flyer Wagon is made.
And here to prove wagons aren't just for kids is Wayne Hirschberger, president and CEO of Holmes.
It's unlimited what you can do with a wagon.
Whee!
They're the perfect low-tech toy.
Which is great because 90% of the company's workforce is Amish.
They're hardworking, they're honest, they're always on time.
Whoa, hold your horses there.
Ah, don't worry, he's not late. We're just about to start.
The first step in building a Berlin Flyer is drying the wood. It's stacked in this dry kiln at 60 degrees Celsius.
Hey, you know, I used to be a woodcutter.
Really?
Yep, I couldn't hack it, so they gave me the axe.
That was the worst joke I've ever heard.
Really? I think we could do way worse. Let's get a counter up there.
Oh no, here we grow.
Pretty lame, but we'll count it.
You're right, this is gonna get way worse. All right, once dried, the wood is measured by lasers and then cut. Then these workers mark any imperfections.
This is the optimizing saw, and it cuts out and discards the marked spots and trims the rest of the wood to size. Holmes goes through over 3 million board feet of wood each year.
Then this crack team of seasoned workers stack the wood.
How was that a joke?
Seasoned, it's a wood thing.
Yeah, whatever. Next, the sized-off wood heads to the milling department to meet John, who's making a long, shallow cut in the wood for sidewalls.
This one, wood gets the groove on.
Now that's a good woodworking joke.
Yeah, I'll allow it. After the cut is made, these cheerful ladies inspect and stack them. The wood is then taken to the riveting department, where evenly spaced holes are drilled into them. How riveting.
Ah, point for you. Next, the wood goes through an ultraviolet curing machine.
It gives the wood a super hard finish.
Well, while the wood is hardened, let's go find out how the racks for the sides of the wagons are made.
Just like the other pieces, wood is trimmed to size, then cut and shaped. But then they head to Lori.
This is where the rack gets.
Lori and Anna feed the wood pieces into the machine, and 72 staples secure them together.
We use 150,000 staples for each one.
Hey, Lori, we're doing a pun thing, and I'm stuck. Help me out?
This is a staple ingredient.
Ah, good one. The stapled racks head off for a dip in primer. Then they're hung up on racks and sent to see their adoring fans.
Too obvious. When the racks are dry, they're sent to Josiah.
This is where we set the racks for a bit of a paint bath.
Josiah dips the racks into red paint. Holmes goes through over 3,000 liters of paint in a year. But why red?
Red's the fastest color in a wagon.
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere.
We have a lot of different colors of wagons. It's gray, green, blue, pink, orange.
Wayne, you okay?
I only had 5 and there's 13 of them.
Not important right now, Wayne. We gotta talk to your brother, Benjamin.
Right, he's screen printing the Berlin Flyer logo onto the racks.
Well, obviously we've got the little Amish boy with the hat on there pulling the wagon. Looks like he's going pretty fast.
With all the wood parts prepped, we've got to see our man of steel.
I don't know that I'd call myself a man of steel.
Wait, you look weirdly familiar.
My name is Benjamin Hertzberger.
I knew it!
Wrong answer.
Yeah, we've talked to you already. Let's go see this guy.
I'm Cotton Eye Joe. I'm welding handles.
Is that really your name?
Not really.
Got any welding jokes?
This is where things really heat up.
Ah, classic home factory joke, Cotton Eye. Joe attaches the handle to the steering bar with the welder. Holmes uses over 120,000 kilograms of steel in a year.
Then all the steel parts go for a dip in black paint. Wait, is that Benjamin again?
Man, that guy is everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, let's just go over to the assembly department. Remember the sidewall pieces? They're getting metal brackets where the racks will attach. Next, the sides are attached to a base, and steel wheel braces are added.
Then the wagon is prepped for packaging. The racks are added, then the wheels are boxed, and the whole thing is slid into the box by... Oh, there's Benjamin.
Here at Holmes Custom Molding, we're just one big happy family.
Well, as long as you're happy, and as long as these wagons are heading out to homes all across the nation, giving rides to both smiling and pouty children everywhere, I guess I'm happy too.
Yeah, and I'm happy we managed to fit 9 bad jokes into a story about a wagon.
And now that it's done, wagon go!
Make that 10.
First impressions are lasting impressions.
Indeed.
And that's why you want to make sure the doorway to your home is as welcoming as possible.
So we're headed to Mohawk's 260,000 square foot facility in Calhoun, Georgia, where they turn old truck tires into welcome mats.
And this is Nick Pavo, plant manager at Mohawk.
Our welcome mats turn your house into a home.
But what's so great about Mohawk?
Mohawk was founded in 1875. It is the largest flooring company in the world today.
And the most welcoming.
Welcome to Mohawk Industries.
Welcome.
Welcome to Mohawk. Yeah.
OMG, they love us. They really love us.
Don't get carried away. A Mohawk welcome mat starts as crumb rubber. Giant bags of it are emptied into these silos.
But what's crumb rubber?
Crumb rubber is ground up tires.
The former tires are sifted and blown through these pipes into the factory to the molding department.
Each style of welcome mat has a corresponding aluminum mold which is transferred to the press.
That's where they meet Nick and this giant robot who doesn't have a name.
If I had to name it, I'd probably name it Pumpkin.
Why's that?
It's orange, big and orange.
All right, Pumpkin it is. Pumpkin takes the aluminum molds and runs them under the filler. A mix of ground up rubber and glue is sprinkled onto each of them. The glue makes the crumbs of rubber stick together.
And then Pumpkin puts the mold in this huge press.
It takes about a minute, 20 seconds, and it's pretty hot. It's about 300 degrees.
That's over 150 degrees Celsius.
Pumpkin takes the mold out of the press and flips it onto the conveyor.
So, Nick, how many of these do you and Pumpkin make in a day?
87 per hour, 24 hours, 87 times 24. There's your answer.
Can you do the math real quick?
I'm sorry, we're not paid for our math skills.
This is true, but I can count at least 3 welcome mats in that black rubber. So let's head over to the cutting department to talk to Francisco.
We can, like, right now show you how we cut the mats.
Yeah, show us.
That's amazing.
Sometimes you feel like superhero cutting the mat. You can cut whatever you want with the
Including cutting a rug?
Dance party! All right, everyone, back to work. The mats are taken to the flocking department where they're loaded onto a conveyor.
A layer of glue is rolled onto each mat. Mohawk uses about 275 kilograms of glue in a day.
Then the mat proceeds through a 6-meter oven.
Why is everything shaking? I don't understand what I'm seeing here.
Let's go talk to Mitchell. He'll tell us what's going on.
The block is being sifted through down onto a rug. The static electricity actually makes the block stand up.
Get it now?
Yes, definitely. But what's flock?
Blocking gives you the traction and gives the rug its feel.
I still don't get it.
Blocking is this white polyester substance that we're putting on top of these rugs.
Oh.
You owe me.
Mohawk goes through over 1,000 kilograms of flocking per day.
When the mats make it to the end of the conveyor, they're stacked on a pallet and taken over to Mike to get a little color. Not like that, Mike. Yeah, like that.
I bring these mats to life.
Mike loads 4 mats onto this press. Then he takes color transfer sheets. Hey, show us one, Mike. Thanks. Mike places the sheets over each mat.
Then the press heats them at 230 degrees for 30 seconds. And voila! Look at those brightly colored beauties. Next, Mike staples an individual label to each mat. And then the mats are taken over to the packaging department.
Welcome to the end of the line.
Aw. That means all we have left is wrapping, stacking, and palletizing before we have to leave this welcoming place.
Home Factory can come back tomorrow or any day.
Thanks, Nick.
But first, we're going to see how people around the world use these mats.
Hey, they're rubbing their dirty feet all over them.
Yes, that's what they're for.
Oh, right.
Hello and welcome to the 52nd Annual Home Factory Bowl.
It is game day, and you know what that means, sports fans.
That's right, we're headed to Wilson Sporting Goods Football Factory in Ada, Ohio.
And before the game begins, we're going to have a quick chat with Dan Regal, plant manager and head coach.
Our football factory here is the only dedicated football factory in the entire universe.
Really?
As far as I know.
Good enough for us. Oh, and it looks like the team's huddling up. Slanted out to the left.
When's the halftime show? And break!
And here we go. A Wilson football is kicked off by the delivery of tanned and prepped cowhides. This leather comes from cattle raised in Iowa, Kansas, and Nebraska. Right, Alan?
It's the best leather in the world.
And Alan's in for the assist by taking the leather across the factory to Lloyd.
And tell us what your position on the team is, Lloyd.
I cut out leather panels for Wilson.
Incisive commentary, Lloyd. He's using that cutter to slice football shapes out of the hide. Each piece has to be free from blemishes so that the balls will be uniform.
Dazzling work. The cut shapes are carefully stacked, and then Lloyd passes the ball off to Brenda. Brenda is known on the field for being a tough competitor and for her pet bird.
Oh, that's my good luck, buddy.
Brenda is running pieces of cut hide through the stamper. The famous Wilson logo is pressed into the hide and finished with golden black.
So, Brenda, tell us how many of these you can do in a day.
I do about 2,700 on a good day.
Well, today looks to be a good day as Brenda winds up for a pass to Linda.
Linda operates the splitter, which shaves off part of the hide.
Yes, it's a bit like the deli slicer.
This ensures all the pieces of the football hide are the same thickness.
So tell us, what's your prep for game day, Linda?
I'd probably be on the bench.
So modest. Linda's job is a crucial part of the game, and it has to be perfectly executed before she passes the hides off to Angela.
Tremendous catch. Angela's sewing a fabric lining onto the leather. The lining helps the leather hold its shape.
Angela sews 2,760 of these a day, which is enough to make 690 footballs. But she's an up-and-coming player, and she's got big, big dreams.
Tackle, yeah.
Why tackle?
Because I'm mean like that.
Don't worry, sports fans. We're sure she's kidding. Angela takes the ball and passes it to Donna.
Donna is pressing the stripes onto the football pieces.
The stripes are put on to help the players see the ball.
No worries there for eagle-eyed Donna, who passes the ball off to Tina.
That's right. And Tina here is sewing 2/4 of the ball together.
You could say it's halftime.
Oh, do we have time for a break?
Well, not according to Sandy.
Halftime's over.
Both literally and figuratively, as Sandy is sewing 2 halves of the football together. Amazing command of the ball, Sandy.
I never fumble.
Well, let's hope not, because everything's riding on this next pass.
Jimmy's got one of the most difficult jobs on the team. He's got to turn these balls right side out.
First, he steams the ball, and then he uses an assortment of presses to invert it and smooth the seams.
Let's go see what Coach Dan has to say about one of his star players.
Turning to football is probably a bit like playing football. It's not all drawn. It's brains, too.
Would you agree with that, Jimmy?
Wow, he's so mysterious. When the footballs are all turned, Jimmy goes for a game-saving pass to Pam.
Pam puts an air bladder into the ball. partially inflates it, and then it's crunch time.
You mean lace time. Pam swiftly threads the lace through the holes in the leather and tightens it, weaving the lace back through and trimming the ends. That was a textbook play.
You should watch me tie my shoes in the morning.
And to find out why the laces on a football are so important, let's go back to Coach Dan.
I think it's a lot easier to grip, and I think that helps you throw it better and hold on to it better.
But it's not going to fly far without Doris over here.
Last down, fourth to go.
She's pumping the balls full of air using this mold and pressurizer. The balls are inflated to 13 psi.
Hey, Doris, what happens if you put too much air in?
And it goes boom.
And that would be a disaster for this team. They've been playing with so much heart so far.
And with the football filled, Doris goes for a Hail Mary pass to Barb in quality control.
Oh, flag on the play. This one needs attention. Better buff up that leather.
Barb's checking for straight laces, even seams, and bright white stripes.
It's good. This one's ready for a touchdown.
And that means it and its friends can be individually bagged and boxed.
Looks like the team can chalk up another win.
We make the best football in the world because of the people that make them.
And that's why these balls can be found in the homes of football fans everywhere, making every day game day.
Wow, it was a roller coaster of a game, folks. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.